Okay, Bulls preseason game is in the wraps. First one of the season. Bulls drop it 129 to 125 against the Pelicans, walking away 0-1. Let's look at some things that I noticed while I was watching the game. First of all, Vucevic looking pretty solid, actually. I mean, I got the numbers pulled up here. 23 minutes, he got, his normal 11 rebounds, 3 assists. A couple of things that stuck out to me. First off, 3 steals. Second, 4 blocks, and I think most importantly of anything, 6 for 10 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, putting him at 15 points for the 23 minutes that he played. Does this mean that Vooch's 3 is back? I mean, it's way too small of a sample size to really say so, but it's promising, especially considering while the starters were out there, he was pretty easily the best of them out there to start out with. Other than that, I don't want to talk about the starters too much. I will say Io looks big and strong, looking great, had a couple of great drives, 3 assists, a couple of turnovers, but, whatever, preseason. Patrick Williams statistically didn't have the greatest of games, but that's not really what I was focusing on. He was 2 for 7 from the field, but I like that, considering you put that up against DeMar and Zach. I mean, Zach only had 6 shots put up. DeMar had 9 shots put up, though he had a lot more shots taken when you account for all of the free throws that he got to shoot. So, tack on however many shot attempts, air quotes, you want to put on there. But more than anything, it looked like a more aggressive Patrick on offense, which, always very reassuring to see. Yeah, other than that, starters, Zach had a really nice 3 in a corner, looked great. Beyond that, let's move on to the role players, because that's always more interesting to look at when you're looking at preseason. Drummond and Dragic. Dragic didn't get a ton of playing time, but, to be expected considering he was just in the EuroLeague for however long. Didn't look great while they were out there. Neither of them really did. Drummond looked better in the second half, but, still not their best showing. We'll see what comes of it later on in the future, but not a great start for them. Looking at some of the stuff that I didn't see on the floor, notably was Coby White, who had 3 total minutes, 0 for 2, and that literally put up donuts for the all rest of the stats. He did nothing on the floor in his 3 minutes, which, fair. But still, why aren't we seeing a lot of Coby on the floor? I mean, all the starters got a lot more minutes. Literally everyone else that played got at least double the amount of minutes that Coby did. So not sure what's going on there, but maybe that's keeping him healthy for a potential trade in the future. Not really sure. We shall see. It was just a weird thing for him to not get nearly any playing time. And also for all of us Marko Simonovic stans, myself included, very disappointed to see we did not get any Marko minutes in this game. I mean, at this point, it's pretty telling he's not going to be on this team next year. End of his contract this year. I mean, he played in the G League all of last year, got some garbage minutes, not even playing during preseason. They put in freaking Tony Bradley for more minutes than Marko. I mean, Tony is another guy who's, really shouldn't even be on this team to begin with, so to see Marko not get any minutes at all is kind of disheartening. Yeah, not great. Big positive. Big positive. Dalen Terry. Huge fan of him already. I love what he's going to bring to this team. He's got kind of the same energy and mentality as Javonte is. He's going to go out there and give you 110% every freaking night that he gets a chance to be on the floor. Looking at his stats, 18 minutes, 5 for 7, 11 points, throwing a handful of rebounds, a couple assists, a couple of steals. I mean, he just looked like he was having a blast out there, especially on that steal that turned into the dunk that was that got Andre Drummond a technical for entering the floor when he wasn't supposed to, but, whatever. Love what we were seeing from him. I could very easily see him pulling an IO and stealing away some minutes from someone as the season progresses, especially if Coby is not going to be playing. I could very easily see Dalen stepping in and taking away some of his minutes that we were expecting Coby to get while he was with the Bulls for however long that tenure may be. I'm excited to see it. I like what he brings. I'm excited to see his development. He seems like he's a fun kid to watch. Other notable things, Kostas Antetokounmpo did not look great out there, so I am struggling to see a place for him getting that two-way spot as of right now. He had some flashes. He definitely had some flashes, but, he was on the floor for 7 minutes. He had a nice block, but it didn't count since it was a foul on Tony Bradley beforehand. But other than that, he just kind of looked lost at times, didn't really know what he was supposed to be doing offensively at times. So we'll see. Maybe he gets a two-way spot as kind of like the developmental thing. Expect him to spend most of the time in the G League. That's where he was last year at the 905. So, we'll see. Something to keep an eye on. Because, Malcolm Hill and Carlick Jones looked fine. They weren't really, much of note. So, that second two-way spot is still wide open in my eyes. I'm just kind of struggling to see, as much as I would want Kostas to have that two-way spot, especially if we were actually going to try and make a push for Giannis at some point, which still baffling that the man went out there and said, hey, let's, see what Chicago looks like. I like Chicago, love the city of Chicago. Very interesting take for him to just volunteer, but whatever. Anything to get the man onto our team, I'll be happy with. So maybe Kostas gets that second spot just on name value alone, but overall impressions of the game, taking a wider look at it, we looked rough. It was not a great start, especially in the first half. Second half looked a lot better, but that's, mostly because you're looking at guys who are sitting there fighting for playing time and positions on the team and spots and all that. So, they're going to give it a lot more. The starters just seem sluggish and kind of out of it at times. So I expect that to get a little bit better as we progress. You would hope as training camp continues. We'll see. I'm interested to see how the second game goes. Hopefully it'll be a bounce back, looking a lot better. Overall impressions, not great, but, it's preseason, so what does it really matter all that much? We'll see how they look in a month.